I had a customer in central Illinois that was a glass plant. Their main product was to make Coke bottles. It was common for plants with old technology like this in the 70s to rarely follow the OSHA regulations. I had tried to get an appointment for months, and they finally let me in. I thought to myself, wow, what an opportunity. They can be a long-term customer. Some customers thought it was great fun to make a new salesman pay some dues. It was kind of a hazing ritual. I had numerous hazing episodes elsewhere, the same as my peer group had during that same period of time. Customers would all watch to see how you respond. If you took it, laughed about it, and didn't make a big deal of it, it all worked out in the long run. I just expected it in some situations. No big deal. I dished out a lot of them myself in the past, so I figured I could take it. This one was just a little over the top. It was winter, and I always wore one of those long, heavy-lined trench coats because most of the time you had to walk outside to get to the maintenance shops at an industrial plant. I was wearing that coat, along with a heavy briefcase with literature and samples, etc. After talking to the guard, I had a long way to walk. I was told that I needed to walk down this particular corridor with a brick wall on one side and a 10-foot-high fan on the other. Looking around, I saw that there were 4 huge fans side by side. The fans were there to pull in fresh air to cool the glass for one operation or another. I was in the plenum. The corridor was about 100 feet long and had a sidewalk. I thought, shoot, that ought to be safe enough. I got in about 50 feet or so, and I heard a whirling sound. Nothing unusual for an industrial plant, but then the fan next to me started to whirl. In about 3 seconds flat, that fan started to pull huge amounts of air through the corridor. The other fan started as well, and there was just tons of air coming down through. Long story short, my large coat became a sail. It flapped all the way open and pulled me backward into the screen of the fan. I thought I was screwed at that point. I was stuck there against the safety screen. I really couldn't move. Instantly, I thought I was going to be cut up in little pieces like a frog in a blender. As I looked up, I was in line with the second-story engineering office. They were all standing there laughing. After they noticed I'd seen them, they shut the fan off. I got myself together and went up to the office. When I got into the office, they all stood up and gave me a big round of applause. I laughed, and we went on to do a lot of business over the next few years. They told me that quite a few salesmen would come and go. The ones that were brave enough to walk up the stairs normally ended up doing business with them after we sat down and talked and joked a little bit about what had just happened. They told me quite a few salesmen would get that far, get fanned, and leave before ever coming up the stairs. I thought that was a scream. Just think what would have happened if you did that today. What a shame.